We will continue with the Christmas story. Today we will read the story titled The Giant Turnip. Once, there was a woman. She lived with her husband in a small house with a big garden. While her husband looked after the children, the woman looked after her garden. He cooked for the children, she watered the flowers. He taught the children to read, she sang songs to her plants. He put the children to bed, she sat with her vegetables until the sun went down. Everyone called her the mother of plants, and there was one plant that was her favorite child, a turnip. The woman had grown the turnip for years. At first, it was small and weak, but she watered it and told it stories, and over the years, it got bigger and bigger. Finally, the turnip was giant. One day, the woman told the turnip her last story, and she knew that it could not grow anymore. She had loved her child, and now it was time for the turnip to leave the ground and become food. So the mother came inside and said, "Husband, it is time to pull out the turnip." The children were playing and didn't listen to her, but the father said, "Ah, now this will be interesting." He followed her outside and watched as she pulled on the turnip. Mother pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. "Well, that's a problem," said the mother. "Husband, help me," so the father stood behind her. The father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother and father pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. "Oh, my big boy," said the mother. "He is a giant who won't leave the ground." "I have a friend who can help," said the father, and he went and got his friend, the farmer. The farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father and farmer pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. "Well, I've never seen a turnip so giant," said the farmer. "But I think my animal can help." So the farmer got his llama. "Why do you have a llama?" asked the father, but there was no time to think about that. There was a turnip that needed to leave the ground. The llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer and llama pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. Now the children inside had heard what was happening, and they stopped playing. The brother said, "You are all too weak. Let me help." The brother pulled on the llama and the llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer, llama and brother pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. The sister said, "You are doing it wrong. Let me help." The sister pulled on the brother and the brother pulled on the llama and the llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer, llama, brother and sister pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. Now, all this pulling made a lot of noise, and there was a snake charmer who was traveling near the house and heard it. The snake charmer went to them and said, "I am a snake charmer, and if I can charm a snake out of a pot, I'm sure I can charm a turnip out of the ground." The snake charmer pulled on the sister and the sister pulled on the brother and the brother pulled on the llama and the llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer, llama, brother, sister, snake charmer pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. The children had a nanny, who had been sleeping while they played. But she heard the snake charmer's snake hissing and woke up. The nanny was afraid of snakes, but what she really hated was wasting food. If the children wasted any food, she got very angry. So when she saw that they couldn't get the turnip out of the ground, she ran to help them. "We can't waste that turnip," she said. The nanny pulled on the snake charmer and the snake charmer pulled on the sister and the sister pulled on the brother and the brother pulled on the llama and the llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer, llama, brother, sister, snake charmer and nanny pulled and pulled, but the turnip didn't move. Now they were all very tired and annoyed. All the mother wanted was to have her turnip. At that moment, the children's granny came to the house. She was just going for her daily walk, and saw all of them standing by the turnip. "Oh, you're trying to pull that turnip out of the ground, are you?" she said. "Let me help." "Mom, you can't," said the mother. "You are old and weak. You'll hurt yourself." The father, the farmer, the children, the snake charmer, even the llama, also thought that Granny shouldn't help. "I'm helping," said Granny, "and you can't stop me." So the granny pulled on the nanny and the nanny pulled on the snake charmer and the snake charmer pulled on the sister and the sister pulled on the brother and the brother pulled on the llama and the llama pulled on the farmer and the farmer pulled on the father and the father pulled on the mother and the mother pulled on the turnip. Mother, father, farmer, llama, brother, sister, snake charmer, nanny and granny pulled and pulled and pop! The turnip came out of the ground. "My turnip! My beautiful turnip!" the mother cried. And they ate turnip soup that night for dinner. And the day after that. And the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. God will bless you. We will continue with the Christmas story. Today we will read the story titled The Three Goats. Once, there were 3 goats. The 3 goats were sisters, and each sister was bigger than the other. The youngest sister was the smallest, the middle child was normal sized, and the eldest goat was the biggest. One day, the 3 goats were happily eating grass in the field. They had eaten grass there for many years, but now there was not much grass left. "Oh no," said the youngest goat. "There is no grass left. What will we eat now?" "It's because you ate all the grass," said the middle child. "You are such a greedy little goat. You think because you're the youngest that you can eat all the grass." "Stop," said the eldest goat. "This has happened before, but you two are probably too young to remember. There is another field we can go to, where there will be lots more grass. Follow me." The eldest goat took her 2 sisters through the field to a big bridge. The bridge went over a river, and the water under the river flowed quickly. "What's that?" said the youngest goat. "That's not grass." "Ha, silly sister," said the middle child. But she also didn't know what it was. "It is a bridge," explained the eldest. "It will take us to the other field where all the grass is." "But why can't we just swim?" said the youngest. "Don't be silly. Can't you see how fast that water is flowing? If we went into that water, we would drown." "Very true," said the eldest goat, who thought the middle goat was much sillier than the youngest. "Now, the bridge is quite narrow, so we must walk across it one by one." "I'll go first," said the middle goat. "No, no," said the eldest. "Let the youngest go first. If the bridge is broken, then she won't fall in. But we are bigger, and we could easily fall in the water." So the youngest goat was the first to cross the bridge. The bridge was not broken, and she did not fall in. She walked across the narrow bridge, and soon she could not see or hear her sisters. But before she could cross to the other side, there was a horrible noise. "Rah!" A troll jumped out in front of the goat. "Ah!" cried the youngest goat. "You are not grass." "No, I'm a troll," said the troll. "Oh," said the goat. "I'm glad. I wouldn't eat you if you were grass." Aren't you afraid of me?" said the troll. "Not really," said the goat. "Why? Should I be afraid?" Yes, you should," said the troll. "I'm a big, hungry troll, and do you know what trolls eat?" "Grass?" said the youngest goat. "We eat grass, and it's very nice, so I think dash." "No," said the troll. "I eat goats." "Oh. But you're not going to eat me, are you? I'm so young. I want to live a long life." "Well, too bad," said the troll. "Because I'm going to eat you, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." "But really?" said the goat. "You said you're big and hungry, but I'm just a little goat. If you eat me, you'll still be hungry. My sister will be coming soon, and she's bigger than me, so you can eat her instead." "And why don't I just eat you and your sister?" said the troll. "Well, that would be greedy. But also, if you try to eat me, I'll make lots of noise and my sisters will know not to cross the bridge." Fine, said the troll. "Hopefully, your sister is less annoying." "Yay. Thank you, Mr. Troll." The youngest sister crossed to the other side. Next, the middle goat crossed the narrow bridge. She worried that the bridge might break, but it didn't. When the troll jumped out, she was quite surprised. "Oh. I thought the bridge was breaking, but it's just a rabbit or something." "A rabbit?" said the troll. "I'm not a rabbit." All right. Maybe a cat? Look, we live in a small field. I don't know what other animals look like." "That doesn't matter," said the troll. "Because I'm going to eat you." "Oh," said the middle goat. "Please tell me you ate my younger sister? She's so annoying." "I did not," said the troll. "Because I'm going to eat you. And I can see that you are bigger than your sister, and so I will not be hungry afterwards." "Oh, you poor thing," said the goat. "You must have so little food. You think I will be enough food for you? You probably have been eating too little all your life. Listen, my older sister is coming after me, and she's really fat. She's the biggest goat I've ever seen. She would really make a better meal." "And why can't I eat you both?" said the troll. Right now, he was thinking that maybe he should start eating grass. Grass didn't talk when you tried to eat it. Grass wasn't annoying like these goats. And his stomach was so empty. "Well, first, that would be greedy. But also, my older sister is very fast. If you eat me, you'll be tired, and my sister will be too fast for you. But if you wait for her, you'll be able to catch her. Also, I ate some really bad grass earlier, So you really don't want to eat me? Fine, fine, said the troll. Go on. Thanks, said the middle goat. She crossed over the bridge. Finally, the eldest goat crossed the narrow bridge. The bridge made some noises, but it did not break. When the troll jumped out, the eldest goat was not surprised. I remember you, she said. It's been years, hasn't it? I don't know what you're talking about, said the troll. I've never met you. Oh, silly me. It was your mother I killed, wasn't it? You were just a little baby then. What are you talking about? Said the troll. But it was too late for him. The eldest goat jumped and hit the troll with her head. The troll fell off the bridge and into the river. Ah! Cried the troll. Bye, said the eldest goat. Oh, and if you have any babies, I'll kill them, too. I'll drown them one by one. The waters flowed quickly, and the troll drowned. But at least his stomach wasn't empty. It was full of water. Glug! The eldest goat crossed the bridge and found her sisters. Oh, said the middle goat. What did you tell the troll? Did you tell him that another troll was coming? Oh, don't worry, said the eldest goat. I was very nice to him. Really? Said the youngest goat. Is he still on the bridge? No, said the eldest. We decided that he should leave. He lives somewhere much wetter now. Now come on, we've got all this grass to eat. You won't grow up to be big and strong like me if you don't eat your grass. Now there were no trolls on the bridge, so the three goats could cross it easily. When there was no more grass in the field, the three goats crossed the bridge one by one and went to the other field. And so they happily ate grass for the rest of their lives. God will bless you. We will continue with the Christmas story. Today we will read the story titled Simon's New Job. Simon lay in bed. He was very excited. Tomorrow, he would start his new job. He was going to work at a company that sold cars. Simon couldn't wait to meet his colleagues. He couldn't wait to see his desk. He couldn't wait to get paid. But Simon wasn't excited about the cars. Actually, Simon hated driving, but he didn't say this to his boss. He knew that after 6 months at the company, they would give him a car, and he would take it. But he didn't want to use the car. He already had a small blue car, and he only used it twice a year, to visit his grandparents. He didn't need more than that. On Monday morning, Simon woke up and tore off a page from his calendar. Today's picture was a happy cat. It was going to be a good week. Simon walked to work. He wanted to be healthy for his new job. But the office was far away from his house. It took an hour to walk there. When Simon arrived, he was sweating. That morning, he had put on lots of deodorant, but it wasn't enough. Simon met his colleagues and saw his new desk. He enjoyed the work, but because it was his first day, he still sweated a lot. All day, his colleagues sniffed and said, "What's that smell? Is there a dog in here?" Simon got home and said, "Tomorrow will be better." On Tuesday, Simon tore off another page from his calendar. Today's picture was a cat playing with a dog. Today, Simon took the train to work. He put on lots of deodorant and walked to the train station. The train was faster than walking, but there was only one train every hour. So Simon arrived to work 40 minutes early. When he got there, the office was closed. So Simon stood and waited. It was very cold outside. He didn't have a scarf or gloves on, because he hadn't wanted to sweat. When his boss came 30 minutes later, he said, "Ah, good to see you came early. It's good that you're excited. But your face is blue. Are you all right?" "I'm fine," said Simon. "Don't worry, I'll put the heating on." They went inside, and Simon's boss put the heating on. Soon, it was much warmer. Soon, Simon felt better. But when he came home that evening, he couldn't take off his shirt. He had used too much deodorant, and now his shirt was stuck to him. He had to use a pair of scissors to cut the shirt off. And it was such a nice shirt. "Oh well," said Simon. "Tomorrow will be better." On Wednesday, Simon tore off another page from the calendar. In today's picture, the dog was chasing the cat. Today, Simon took the bus. He only put on a bit of deodorant. But there were lots of people at the bus stop. When the first bus came, they all ran onto it, and there wasn't enough space for Simon. He waited for the next bus, and it was very full, but there was space for Simon. But still, he sweated a lot, and there was a woman on the bus who was screaming. Simon didn't understand why she was screaming, but nobody said anything. When he got to work, he was a bit late and had a headache. He told his boss there was a problem with the bus, and his boss said, "That's all right, it happens to everyone. But it won't happen again, will it?" His boss sniffed. "Ha, there's that smell again. Did the dog come back?" In the evening, Simon took off his shirt. It wasn't stuck to him, but it smelled very bad. "Tomorrow will be better," said Simon. "Tomorrow will be better." On Thursday, Simon tore off another page from his calendar. In today's picture, the cat was chasing the dog. Today, Simon called a taxi. He wanted to make sure that he got to work okay. He put on lots of deodorant, and then waited 15 minutes for it to dry. Then he got into the taxi and told the taxi driver where to go. But the taxi driver went a strange way. He went through lots of streets that Simon didn't know. Simon saw fields with cows and sheep and thought, "This isn't how you get to work." When he got there, the taxi driver said, "That'll be 50 pounds, please, 50 pounds. Simon couldn't believe it. It was so expensive. Still, he took the money out of his wallet and paid the driver. At work that day, Simon didn't talk to anyone. He was not happy. At lunch, he couldn't buy food, because he had spent all his money on the taxi. When Simon got home, his shirt wasn't stuck to him, but he was still very angry. He pulled off his shirt too quickly and tore it. "Tomorrow will be." Simon couldn't say it. So he just went to bed. On Friday, Simon tore off another page from his calendar. In today's picture, there was no chasing. There was just the cat, but the cat had a fat stomach and looked very happy. Today, Simon decided to drive to work. He really didn't want to drive, but it seemed the best way to go. He could control the temperature in the car, and he could drive a fast way to work. If he got there early, he could sit in the car and put the heating on. But when Simon got into the car wouldn't start. He tried again, but still, the car wouldn't start. Simon wanted to scream. He had tried everything. He had tried to control how much deodorant he used, but that wasn't enough. He had tried every different way of going to work, but that wasn't enough. He had tried driving, which he hated, and that still wasn't enough. So Simon went inside and rang his boss. "Hello?" said Simon.